We're going to do a build on the RTR shock on the Team Associated 10 scale line. And as you can see, we have a clean environment. We've got the shock disassembled, the shaft's been cleaned off, the shock body, got the O-rings and the plastic laid out. One of the big things with this shock loading system is you want to go in and trim off the flashing. You can see a little bit right here. You take your X-Acto, trim that off, clean it off. You can see this one I've already trimmed off, has a flat spot. That way when you go to load the shock cartridge into the shock, it loads a lot easier for you. What we're going to do, we're going to take our first piece, assemble it onto the cartridge tool, and what I do is I take a little bit of green slime and put it on the tool. Then I press the O-ring on, a little bit more. Don't want to get too much, but slide that down. Another application of grease on the tool. Use the grease on your finger, pick it up, press it together, and you can see squirted some of the green slime out. Work your finger around the outside, get the last plastic piece, put that on there. Then you're going to take your shock body, insert the tool with the cartridge on it. You're going to have the nub sticking out the top, set it down, listen for the click. You'll see the tool will rise through the exit of the shock body, pull that out, and you've successfully loaded the shock cartridge. Then what I do is I'll go in, I'll take some of my shock oil and I'll place it on the threads. The threads are a little sharp. You don't want to tear the O-rings. Take that, insert that into the hole, pull that through. Make sure the action is nice and smooth. Wipe the excess off. Take the shock bottom. There's no shock boot on this, so all you're doing is putting the shock rod end on. Take your pliers. You can see my needle nose have some teeth here and then a flat spot. That's what I'm going to use to hold the shock shaft. You want to go in, lay it in there, hold it firmly, tighten it on. And you don't want to go too crazy. You just want to feel it get to the very bottom. That's about it. Then double check everything's working properly. We're going to take our factory team Lucas oil. I'm going to load the shock body with oil. I only go about 3/4 of the way up. I press the shaft up. You don't want to put the piston past the oil that's in the body, otherwise you'll get a bunch of air. Then I slowly pull down, and you can see there's bubbles coming out of there. And then I'm going to stand it back up, do it one more time. Looks like it's bled fairly decently. We're going to let it sit for a little bit. As you can see, the oil level went down. That's the big air pocket it had in there. Take the oil, go up. I make a dome at the top. And without a bleeder screw, you've got the cap. So you have the dome, come up here, screw this on, and then back it off just a little bit. I'm going to use up my clean towel. And I slowly start pushing the shaft up. Now I'm noticing there's nothing coming out. Now you can see that the oil's starting to come out. It's pushing it up into the cap. Slowly do this. You don't want to go fast. You want to bleed all the excess oil out. Then slowly screw the cap on. Tilt it on its side so you don't get oil everywhere. Take and wipe the excess off. Then we want to get our tools that are supplied in the kit. Pretty cool piece. And you don't have to go too crazy, just cinch it up. And you have successfully built an RTR shock from Team Associated.